Here we go, ladies. We're going to work on our December background. So let's get our chocolate bronze gilding polish, our white paint, our splatter brush. Get those out and ready to go. And then I chose for December to use set number 3. And what I'm using out of set number 3 is going to be the bricks. I don't know, Santa, the bricks, homie, I liked it. I liked the idea. So we're gonna start with the gilding polish. And we're going to prime our brush or our sponge. Whenever you're doing this, you have to keep applying the polish and wiping it off. Priming it is super important. If you just wipe it on a couple times and then call it a day, it really isn't gonna have enough of the gilding polish pushed into the sponge, okay? So that looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead. Ooh, I should put my white paper on before I do too much with the splattering, so I'll quickly grab that. But first we're gonna do the gilding polish. So that looks good here. Awesome, let's pick it up. We're gonna move it to the other side. Do more of that brick pattern. Prime your sponge, wipe it off. Okay, let's pull this up. I like it. I'm gonna do some on this side also. And I know I'm lining it up, but I have an idea for the flowers and stuff, so that's okay. Put more gilding polish on. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And then I think I'm gonna actually extend this one and just kind of do some off of the page right here. And it might be hard to see. I know I've got it close up. So add a little bit of gilding polish and then do a little bit and kind of off that page so that our flowers kind of sit in between them there. Perfect. Okay, let's grab the white paint. Make sure you put up your splatter shield. Gonna move some things here. And I'm also going to grab some white paper. I forgot to pull that out. And cover up my photo mats. So a little bit there. This one, it would be nice if it was cut. So I'm just gonna fold some paper and cover it up that way. Okay, white paint, load it up on the splatter brush, get a nice dollop of it, pull the fingers back, and give it that really nice spray. Okay, I'm gonna load up with more paint. Oh, I got a nice little dollop there that I'm gonna have to let dry for quite some time. And then I wanna do some on this side. So I'm just gonna slide this over a little bit. Load it up. I got a nice, oh, that's fabulous. Awesome. So let's take this off and get rid of them. Set this to the side to dry. Oh, darn it, I got a little bit on my mat. That stuff makes me nuts. Okay. Let's put this one away and grab our leftover layout that we've done. Our leftover layout, I added circles to. You should too, so don't forget to do that so that it mimics your original layout, mimics your leftover layout. So you'll be doing that this month too. Let's grab that template wherever I put it. Here we go. All right, template, we're gonna use it heavy here. Load up, excuse me, load up your sponge. Oop. All right, that's perfect. Excuse me. I'm going to do a little bit off the page on the right. And then I'm also going to do it on this side, just a smidge. Love it. I really like the big brick patterns. They're pretty cool. Oh, look at me getting stuff so messy because my hands are so dirty. Hopefully, well, not hopefully. Pretty sure I know what next year's calendar is, and it's going to be much cleaner and much easier in that sense. All right, so let's cover this up. Give ourselves a nice, clean space. I think I can, that's good. And then I'll do like a 4x6 here. Okay, good, good, good. Now we're gonna go back with our white paint. And I'm out of my white paint, so just using a brush. So pick that up. Do that fun spray. Ooh, I love that. Let's pick up a little more paint. I'm gonna put some here, and then over this right here, this brick. All right, one more time, and we are all set. Pick up your paint. Ooh. Awesome. So that's it. Pick up your scrap pieces and let it dry and work on your flowers, guys. Here we go, ladies. We're gonna work on our December flowers. I cannot believe that I only have one more layout to do and then 2020 is over. I'm excited, but also sad because I have enjoyed doing these flowers every step of the way. Oh my God, there goes the dog. Sorry, ladies. So let's make sure we have out our chalk, our yellow sunburst glitter glue. We should have our toothpicks, white paint, which is right here, and cotton balls and Q-tips, and everybody knows I like to use the dirty ones. So I always save them into a little bag. So go ahead and get your pieces out. Oh my God, backs, stop. Oh boy, this might be a long video trying to get the dog to behave. All right, so let's get our pieces out. We're gonna start with the very first ones, and I'm just gonna move this to the side. Let's do something easy. Let's start with the two blue ones for right now. So grab those and set the rest to the side. And then we're going to start with our zig writer, which I don't think I mentioned. Make sure you've got that out because we're going to be using it, of course. We've been using it all year. And for this one, we're actually going to start with the thin or the fat end. This is actually one of the easiest ones to do because we're going to color up into those little tiny circles. And then we're going to color the whole stem black, just like this. Baxter. Oh, every time I turn on a video, I cannot tell you how many times I have to start over because of this darn dog that I love so much. I might have to pause it and start again just so I can take his squeak away. Oh, here comes a child, I think, to help me. So color the whole stem black. And then we're just gonna do one dot on each one, or two, but pretty much one dot. There we go, just like that. And then we're gonna set that to the side. That's all that one's going to get. So let's do the small one now. So we do one of each on every video. Thanks to everybody who comments and likes the videos. I know a lot of you have said that it's been super helpful. So I really appreciate that, you letting me know. And they'll be there forever for those of you that haven't even started your calendar. Oh God, I hope that's not anybody, but I know it is because I know some of you. All right, let me just clean that off. Right now I got one of my sticker sheet things out from like my silhouette. I like to save these and do a lot of my work on them. Most of the time I know I've been showing you on the white paper just because it shows up better, but Joseph, please. Lord have mercy. If it's not the dog, it's the child. So let's grab the 3 greens that we're gonna be doing, those hollies. And we're going to be using the fat end first, and we're going to color in between the holly and these round little heart shapes. So we're going to be coloring the black there, and we're going to do that on both. Going to do it on the stem. All right, once we've got that done, we're gonna go back with our thin side and just what we've been doing all along, picking up and lining the edges. Wherever we stop, we add some dots. We're gonna do a nice little line down the center. And then where these peaks are, or points, we're gonna do like a little line out to them. And then our fat end. Perfect, that one is good. And I'm gonna set that to the side and start with the next one. So the ones that have the heart shape, we're just gonna do a little round shape to them and a few dots. And then we're gonna start tracing the outer edges. Do a line, make the little lines towards the peaks or the points, and then big dots, and that is great. Set that one up aside or to the side, and let's do the last one. I don't think I did any small dots in this center, or if I did, it wasn't very many, so I just went back and added a few as I was looking at that. I'm super excited also about next year's calendar using the large words. I'm really trying to finish up this year so I can start working on that. 49 in Markup came out with 3 more lines of paper, and I've used the orange for November. I've used the blue, which I'm excited for December because it's something slightly different. And I've got one more that's like a green and taupe colors that I'm going to use for the front and back page because I promised everybody I would do a front and a back. So that's all I have left, and then this calendar is all finished for me. And I can focus on getting you guys samples for next year. Which I have always a big plan, and we'll see how my plan goes with these large words. I want to get a couple done so everybody knows what they're getting into. You know, I got no shame in my game. Everything I do is pretty tedious, and I like everybody to know what they're getting themselves into. Okay, large dots, set that aside, and now let's go ahead and work on our pine cone. So I'm grabbing the 2 pieces for the pine cone. I'm gonna clean that off so it's easy for you guys to see. I normally waste so much white paper. That's why today I thought, well, why am I not using these? It's what I glue on when I'm scrapbooking or making your guys' layouts. And this sticker sheet type thing, every time I sell you a 12 by 12 sticker, once you're done using it and you have all the stickers off that you want to, you can peel that off and use the sticker sheet just like I'm doing here. So do not throw those away, super important. All right, so we're gonna glue the light color to the dark color for the pine cone, and then we're gonna go around and trace the outer edges. And then we're going to do a little line below each one of these slots and then a couple in the blank spaces. And then add some dotting. All right, that looks pretty good to me. And now we're gonna go back and do some of the large dots. Do quite a few down, just make it dark, give it that real. That looks good. Okay, so let's set that guy aside and let's work on one of our white flowers. White flower is pretty simple. We're dotting the whole inside with the large, just kind of like that. Let me just clean that up so you guys can see better what it looks like when it's done. And then we're going to draw around the outer edges first. Add some dots wherever you stop. Perfect. Then we're going to go back and we're going to do some small little stitch lines where the peaks are, 2 or 3. And then 1 line in the middle, and then 2 on the side. 1 in the middle, 2 on the side. Perfect. And then we'll do our couple big dots and a few small dots where we did all of that lines. That looks great. Okay, let's set it aside and let's grab our blue flower. Here's one of our blue flowers. This one's pretty simple. We're just doing a wrinkly little circle with lots of little edges and then lots of dotting. 1 line or 2 on the little small spikes of the flower. And then we're going to go back, heavy black. And that is it. Not too much on that one, on the tiny petals. Do a couple small dots because I didn't. And we're going to set that aside. All right, here we go. We've got our 2 green pieces. So with these ones, we're drawing on the outer edges of the petals, dotting wherever we stop, and then 1 thin line through there with dots too. So let's do this one. I'm going to do 1 line up the stem and then a few coming off of it. Okay, big dots. Good, set aside. Let's do this one. Perfect. Big dots. Love it. One more done. Set that aside, and let's grab our pieces for our blue flowers. All right, now this one's gonna take a little bit more time because there's 4 pieces of blue just for this. So let's go ahead and start with the biggest flower. I always like to start with the biggest one first. And we're just tracing the outer edges. Super quick, super fast. There's lots of layers, so we don't have to do a ton to this one. On the inside. Oh, there goes Baxi again with that squeaks. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can. Clean that off a little. Okay, so with this one, we're gonna do a little bit of veining where each one of the little peaks are. We're coming in, doing a couple lines or one. And you're gonna do that all the way around. And that is good. I'm not gonna do the big dots until I get it all together. So let's go ahead and do the next size. Same thing, little lines. And then I'm gonna take this one, get out my adhesive, put adhesive in the center, and then glue it so that it's offset into the V's that don't have any petals. Let's do the next one. Dog, he is killing me today. And he has so many squeaky toys. I could stop this video and go get him, but if I do, he'll just find another one. It's like a game. It's best to ignore him. All right, little adhesive, and then we're gonna put that off center. All right, so our last blue piece for this one, we're gonna trace, we're gonna draw the lines, we're gonna put the dots. As soon as I start talking on these videos, I feel like the dog thinks he's being ignored. So he starts to make noise. Okay, so there is that. Let's glue that one on. Okay, that looks good. Now we've got the white piece that I want to put on there too. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to put adhesive on it. And then we're going to draw on this one too. Go around the outer edge, add our dots. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to go back and we're going to do our big dots. So I have quite a few that I do in the center, and then I just start working my way out, hoping to hop around so I don't look too uniform. Okay, I like it. So I'm going to be done with that one. And last but not least, our half flower that has 2 pieces. So we have the blue and then the white. Let's take the white and glue it on. And we're gonna start drawing on this one. Do a little cap, some dots. Perfect. Go around, you do your little lines. All right, more lines heavy here. Big black dots, quite a bit of them too. I'm gonna do heavy close to that white. All right, and then pull it out a little bit. That's great. So let's go ahead and do our chalk right now. And let's start with the blue one since they're right here, because I do use quite a bit of blue on this one. It's a blue layout, which I love for Christmas. Something very different. All right, so with your chalk, whatever you have for your darkest blue, start with that. Mine's like a bluish purple color, and that's fine too. Grab one of your Q-tips out, roll it in there. For me, it's been a while since I've done a demo on this, so let me just show you. I like to have a real fluffy Q-tip if I can, and then I just roll it in there. That's why I have all these little circles in my chalk. So with that, we're gonna go around the outer edges of each individual petal. And then we're gonna take the other end or another Q-tip, and we're gonna do a little bit of black underneath each petal coming out where the V is. So I just kind of pull them up a little, and I do a little bit of black. I like black. I like how it gives depth to everything from that shading. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now the only thing I didn't do was the inside, which I'm gonna just make a little bit bluer and then clean that all off. All right, that looks great. So let's go ahead and set him aside, do the next blue one, and we're pretty much doing the same thing. Blue on the tips. Blue there, and then a little bit of black closest to the middle, and then go ahead and clean that off. That's great. So there we go. You'll see it better when I put it on white paper for you guys. I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna grab my white flower. I'm gonna use exactly the same blue, and I'm gonna do a little bit around the bottom or the edges just to so it doesn't look so stark, and a little bit in the middle. Very little on this, just so it has a small tint of it. I'm gonna put that aside. And I don't do anything to these, so we don't have to do anything to the little blueberries. Let's grab our green leaves. And I'm gonna take one of my darker greens, and I'm just gonna highlight one side towards the tip of them. And then I'm gonna take a limey green and just do a little bit at the top other side tip. And then just brush that off. Simple, simple, quick and easy. This little guy, I really didn't do a ton to him besides add like a little bit of black to the center and a little bit of blue. So I just kind of mixed those up and made it a little bit darker. And that was it. Just a little bit of shading, not much going on there at all. Okay, to the green ones. Let's pull those out because we can do all three at one time. And we're gonna do our darkest green to one side, which is a pretty bright green compared to these olive colors. A little bit on the hearts. Okay, and then the next thing I did was I put a little bit of black on my cotton ball, and I kind of went in from the other side. And then I just cleaned them off. Done, done. One more for the chalk. Okay, pine cone. So now we're gonna use our browns. And you're gonna take your darkest brown. If you don't have brown, you can do black, that doesn't matter. And we're just gonna go in there and do one side pretty heavy. And then the bottom. And then I go and I just make a little mark wherever I put like my little lines. That's it, super simple. And then just clean it off so it has that shading to it and doesn't look plain. All right, I'm gonna grab my white piece of paper now. I'm gonna glue this all together, and then we're gonna get down to the white paint and also our yellow glitter glue. So let's go ahead and set the flower on. I'm gonna move this up slightly just so I can glue on this blue, because nothing sticks to it. All right, let's put this one underneath there. That looks good. My next biggest piece, one of the 3 hollies. I love to have layers, so I'm going to stick that in there. Take one of the greens. The end of this is like that so that you put the flower kind of hanging off of it. That little half petal, which is this. Perfect. Forgot about my pine cone. Let's get that big guy in there because he needs a lot of space. I love putting the flowers together. I mean, there's so many ways they can be put together. Of course, if you're doing it, make sure you've got a nice, you know, set of pop dots, and you're using to elevation, all that kind of good stuff. Oh, there comes Ollie. Now we have another animal. All right, this is great. So now let's do our white paint, and let's do the yellow glitter glue, and then ladies, we're gonna be all set here with our December. So get out your white paint, because I always do that first. Get out your toothpick, and I've got mine, and I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna start with my blue flower. I'm gonna start by just dotting pretty heavy in there. Some on the ends. Lots inside this guy. That's all we're gonna do is inside here. I'm gonna do one little white dot on almost every single one of the blues, just like a little highlight. And then inside here, I did a little line inside each one of the dark spots. Do some circles. hate when they're not circly. It makes me nuts. I've got like a weird flat toothpick. Wish it was more of a circly dot, but working with what I got. And in the end, when you get it all together, it won't even matter. So white in the center of the holly. Ollie, no, no. All right, if you see that shadow, it's Ollie. She's wondering what I'm doing over here. All of the animals get excited when I start talking for some reason. I don't know why. What are you doing, Ollie Lolly? Okay, so that looks good with the white paint. I think we have plenty. And now it's for the yellow glitter glue. And gosh, I have 2 tubes here, 2 containers, and they look like they're really low. So hopefully we've got enough to do what we need to do. So we're gonna start with the blue ones. Just make one nice big dollop. Ollie, don't touch the camera. Look at, I'm gonna get you. Get out of here. We're gonna go up the spines of this blue flower. Oh, my hand was in the way. Hard for you guys to see, sorry. But I'm just going up the spines of it. And then, let me try to use my other hand. I can see you guys can't. And then, spines of the holly. Try a different one. Oof, we are barely gonna get through this. Trying not to bang on a table. You know, if you were at the store, that's what I'd be doing, is banging the glitter on the table to get it to come down. Oh, I didn't pull these up to give them dimension. If you look at my layout, let me just do it a little bit now. If you look at my finished one, I always like to kind of ruffle the flowers a little and give them dimension on the layout that way. So let me just see if I can kind of do that right now. And that looks better. You know, when you put it in a book, it'll flatten down a bit, but it'll always have that little crease, which adds to the dimension, and I think is important. All right, I actually put glitter on the side where the white dots are, and then into the darker spots I did dotting. Oops. Glad this isn't on my page. I'd be awfully mad if it was spitting out all over the place. Note to self, need another yellow glitter. Okay, that's it, ladies. That is our December flowers. And I've got one more to do. I'm going to work on your front and back probably a little bit tonight, and then do the videos. Thanks, ladies.